Today I'm going to have a very, very important conversation with one that has redefined the media space. Now, when you talk about this person, you talk about how impactful he has been in the world of media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our pleasure. Let's welcome Chude Jideonwo. Chude, welcome to the show. Thanks for joining us. How has it been like for you? How challenging, and I know it's been challenging, telling all the stories that are really changing, you know, the world.
Yeah. So the challenge has been in finding the resources to tell these stories. I talk about with Chude, for instance, and I say with Chude, at some point, stop talking to advertisers, because when they would come in, they would say, oh, change this, change that. And I'd be like, no, but that's what the audience loves. That's what the audience wants. And so to do the work that I have to do, I have to know ahead of time that some advertisers may be uncomfortable putting advertising behind a story where a woman is talking about sexual abuse. Do you understand? Or divorce. And then to do it still, trusting that even if they don't get it before, they will get it after the story is out. So that's the number one challenge. But it has been easier because Nigerians have supported and Africans have supported the show. So that makes it easier to keep taking the risk.
But in terms of storytelling, I just love what you spoke about now. It shows that even, you know, you have the tenacity that even if I will not get advertisers, I'll still go ahead and tell my story. And not everybody will think like this. But for that, how have you been able to navigate it and also fund the show?
Well, one key way is my subscribers. You know, which today is hosted on with Chude.com, which is the only show of its type that people pay for. People pay $5 to $8 a month to access the content. And Nigerians and Africans, we get from Nigeria, we get from Ghana, we get from Kenya, we get from South Africa, we get from Nigerians in the diaspora, in the UK, Germany, the US, and Canada. So our subscription revenue has been key. Without my subscribers, this show would have died since.
Wow.
So I tell them, when I see my subscribers on the roads, on the streets, in the airports, and they say, oh, I subscribe $5, and they think it's a small thing. I tell them it's not a small thing. It's not a small thing. Thank you for subscribing. It's because of them. So sometimes a piece, well, we call it content now, a show, an episode will be very cost intensive. But I can do it because I tell my team, I'm like, I believe that the audience will pay for this. So because of that, we can go. We just went to Play 2. You know,
I was definitely going to talk about that.
And I'm like, it was deeply expensive, and there was no funding for it. There was no resources. There was no funder, nothing. And we also wanted to make it free for audiences, so we put the full thing on our broadcast partners. But we're like, so how is it? And I'm like, let's trust the audience. Even though it is free, they will believe in it enough to still go and subscribe because they know that. So that has been the thing that has kept us going.
You know, with Chude, there's a lot to talk about. We're still going to speak about this whole plateau issue because sometimes I wonder how you take those bold stories and without fear you get to do them. But let's still focus a bit on with Chude. You have made people so comfortable talking to you. You know, you can come to Chude saying, I'm not going to tell my life problems, but once the interview starts, I'll see you crying and just saying it. You have made people really trust you, and that is not something you get, you know, over one day or 2 days. It's something that you have built. How were you able to build that kind of credible platform? You have interviewed almost all the top personalities in not just Nigeria but Africa. How were you able to get people to believe you and share their stories with you?
There was no. I think that the thing is that I deeply two things. One, I deeply believe in what I'm doing. I'm not just. I mean, a few people who I interviewed at the beginning of the show before it became popular, who knew my work, because I've been doing this for a long time, know that I didn't come into this because I was trying to make money. I didn't come into this because I was looking for fame. So they knew that I deeply wanted to tell these stories. So I think that was the first thing. That's what made people trust me. You know, I remember when I did the Omotla interview, and she talked about for the first time about how, you know, she almost sold her body to take care of her family after her dad passed. And that time Omotla wasn't doing interviews. She was going through she was rebranding. But because I've known Omotla for over 20 years, she trusted me. You know, so that's what happened then. So, but I think eventually when the larger public, so I was interviewing, and this lady is a young lady that was on Big Brother, Doyin. And she said to me that before she went on Big Brother, I was the only show she used to watch. And she used to wonder, how does this guy get people to talk? So when she came out of Big Brother, it was easy to get her on my show because she had trusted. So I think the singular thing is trust. Whether it's people who knew me before, people who watched the show, they trusted. And I'm grateful for that. But the second thing is that I am not just an interviewer on the show. I'm a participant.
You share with their stories.
Exactly. I resonate. I feel deeply. I cry with them on the show. There's a promo that we just put up, I think. And you know, I just thought, I've cried a lot. So I mean, there's our first episode in this new year. I said I didn't want to cry on the show, but it was so powerful. I was crying, she was crying, I was consoling. So I'm not just an interviewer. I am
You're part of the story. Wow. When we come back, we're going to talk about the bold stories that Chude has told. Without fear, he's gone out to tell us the truth, really. We'll take a quick break. You're still watching TVC News.